tourism. So that's why we thought the way we can connect is to bring the youth, both in Africa and in the US, and also connect with investors.
Right.
The investors will come, the investor will look into the project they have, and then invest in them. So we invite the various investors around the US to come to look into the project those young people are bringing, so to invest in them.
Okay.
So I really take this opportunity to invite the Zambian community. We are blessed to have you, President, under your leadership. This is a time to bring the young people to come and then meet with US and also other African nations. Because I remember some of African nations or people I met first time here, right? Like people from, I remember I haven't met people from Namibia. I met people from Namibia when I landed here in the US. This is really a time to come. Don't just say you are African, you already know. You don't know. There's so much to learn. So we are inviting US youth to come out. It's not exclusive. It's everybody. We are inclusive. We are diverse. We want everyone to come out. It's going to take place at University of Chicago, again, at the Logan Performance Center. The address is 915 East 16th Street, Chicago, Illinois, 60637. The website is www.usafricayes.com.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're so much welcome. And can you tell us some of the speakers that are coming?
Yes, we have various speakers. We will have, we honor our leaders in the community or globally, like Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr., who is one of invitees, who will be our guest of honor. We have Michael L. Lewis Flager of St. Sabina Church, Father Michael L. Flager of St. Sabina Community will be our keynote speaker. We have State Department will be represented by Assistant Secretary of Department of State. We have a U.S. congressmen and the women. We have U.S. senators. We have a Minister of Business Development from Ghana. We have various ministers from African countries to come. Various investment promotion agencies in Africa will be here. We have investors from the continent of Africa. We have also the side of U.S. investors who will come to look into investment opportunities from Africa and also in the U.S. to come to look into how they can invest. We have also the MCs, the hosts.
Yes.
The hosts, we have a very known journalist here in Chicago, like Darlene Hill. You know, she spent over 24 years at Fox News in Chicago. She'll be one of the hosts. We have a Cindy Williams. Cindy Williams, very known, is an actress, a singer, and a writer. Also is inspirational speaker, and he featured in the movie. I can't remember the name exactly, but I will tell shortly. But she featured for Denzel Washington. Okay. And I will tell you the name of the movie. More Blue. Yes, More Blue. Okay. So if you know More Blue, you know Cinda Williams. So those are big names we have. We have more and more. So just come. At the evening on July 12th, we will have we will celebrate our youth. They will be given awards, and they will have an awards night and also a fashion show night. We invite you to come from 6:30 to 11 p.m. We'll have awards night. Also, we have fashion show. We have invited the big global brand or designers who will be coming to showcase the fashion show. So we're inviting everyone to come to join. And this is a great time.
It's free to come in?
No.
Okay.
You have to pay to come.
How much?
For young people, they pay $40 for 1 day. For 2 days, it's $70. Okay. For adults, is I think is $100.
So somebody just hears about this and wants to walk in on the 11th. When they get to the gate, they have to pay to get in.
Yes, you can pay at the gate when you come. The registrations, we will have a ticket. Okay. You can also register at the spot. Okay. So as you know, our people usually they register at the last minute. Right. We are giving opportunity if you have not been able to maybe to get your paycheck on time. So you still have an opportunity to come and pay on the spot. So you can always pay using Eventbrite. If you go on eventbrite.com, you Google, you type the event, Even if you go to Google, I'm so pleased on Google, you only search this summit, will come number 2.
Okay. Wow.
Yes.
As soon as you type in summit.
Yes, summit. When you type U.S. Africa
Summit.
Youth Entrepreneurship Summit, this summit comes number 2.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's right there. All right. Thank you so much for sharing this information. Is there any other info that you would like to give our audience regarding this youth summit?
Yes.
I think you've covered a lot.
Yeah, I covered a lot. What I can just tell the listeners and everybody here, this is the right time. This is right in the history of Africa, where when they say Africa rising, so I'm a big supporter of youth and the women. We want to empower women. We want to empower youth. So come out if you say you support our youth. This is the right time to showcase, to show it.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. It's 32 minutes past the hour. It's 7 p.m. Central here in Chicago. You're still listening to the Progressive Mind Show here at WGHC 98.3 FM. We apologize to our listeners. Looks like we had a sound issue from the beginning. Please bear with us. We will take one short break. We'll come back and continue the discussion for tonight.
WGHC 98.3 FM wants to bring to you Kakon, Chicago's African Cup of Nations. Togo.
FM.
While you're but we are nothing's friend from the see the first time. Want to trust in send. Why you get anything you like? Long as you alright, then me alright. Me know you matter, that's why I'm alive.
Your voice, your music.
Whether me in a skirt or jeans or short shorts, head race when me walk past. Me feel the eyes, believe the eye. Me love the lights, me do it spy.
Baby, pana, they say like you are love. I get to our love, baby, pana. Anywhere that you go, I can follow you to go, baby. New level.
You're listening to WGHC 98.3 FM.
New level, new level. New level, new level. New level, new level. I them turn Tony in a rebel. Pam pam banana pam panam pananam pam pam banana pam panam pam 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 banana pam panam pananam pam pam banana pam panam pam.
Your voice, your music, your station. WGHC 98.3
98.3 FM wants to bring to you Kakon, Chicago's African Cup of Nations, the second annual community soccer tournament for charity with a number of African and Latino nations competing to help stop the combating crime and gun violence in Chicago. On July 14th, teams from Ghana, Nigeria, Congo, Uganda, Togo, the Latino community, Edgewater Football Club, and many more will be playing for the Cup. The tournament is held at the Wilson Turf Field on Wilson Avenue and Lakeshore Drive from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m., where there will be food and great music for all to enjoy. Meet us there to watch this amazing tournament. This is WGHC 98.3 FM. We are your voice, your music, your station.
We're back to the Progressive Mind Show here at WGHC 98.3 FM, your voice, your music, your station. Some days, you just have things not going perfect for you. It looks like today is one of those days. We're having sound issues. Please keep giving us a feedback. If you if you haven't noticed something with the sound, please let us know so we can go ahead and rectify it. I see Crystal Okeke watching us. Crystal, how are you? You held a very wonderful event. You launched your Miss Ghana Nation last week. It was a powerful event. You also During that event was also the Chicago Multicultural Kids Fashion Show. That was beautifully done. You were moving and you were moving the name and flying the African flag very high. Kudos to what you're doing. Not only the African flag, but the international community is what you are lifting very high. So we applaud what you were doing for us. I think in the future you should be able to connect to someone like Olivier Kamanzi, who's also trying to connect, and there's wonderful people here. Please bear with us for now with the headphones. Okay, Maureen, I know your headphones not working. Yours is coming up now. Okay, fine. I know your daughter wants to be part of the conversation, but later on she can tell us her story. Your mic is not, your headphone is not. Okay, that's fine. We'll go through this today. All right. So Maureen, I don't know if we had some confusion with the. Not confusion, but I know you two of you represent Villa Hollistic.
I am part of Villa Hollistic.
You're part of Villa Hollistic, yeah. Because when I got the bio, everybody was CEOs, So
yes,
I wanted to.
Are.
Okay. So Olivier has taken leave of us because he has other things to do. But I'm sure we all heard his event coming up on the 11th and the 12th. We'll talk a little bit about it during the show. So tell us, you and him belong to Villa, right?
Yes, we
okay,
do.
And then Rachel.
We also belong to the ZAD
yes.
community.
But Villa belongs to, Rachel belongs to another organization, which is not necessarily Villa.
No, we do belong to Villa Hollistic.
Okay.
We're three partners, actually, three business partners, and equal share opportunities.
Okay.
So we're all CEOs, but with different entities. I come in as social service. Maureen and
okay.
they came in as nursing.
Right. But you and I communicated about something else. Was that maybe not related to this discussion?
No, it was.
It is? Okay, can you elaborate on the message you sent me? And because I couldn't connect it to Villa when the message you would.
Okay, so the message pretty much was just the same thing that we were going to mention about how my role in Villa Hollistic is more community resources.
Okay.
So we provide different services from homemaker services, which are also known as caregivers, depending on what category you're falling in as an elderly. And also we we help out with our population, which we serve, which is our senior citizens, geriatrics. And we help out with homemaking services, caregiver. We are helping out with laundry. We're helping out with grocery shopping. We're helping out with transportation services, doctor appointments. Think of anything, community resources. This is my department, my specialty.
Okay, within Villa.
Within Villa.
This is where I got confused at. So my apologies.
No problem.
Because of the detailed work that you do within Villa and the volume of it, I thought, okay, this is a different entity outside Villa. So which tells me that Villa is very big. Because if you have all this workload and all this, that means in the near future you may have to hire people to work under you.
Yes. Social service is a big department when it comes to helping people, but that's what we're known for as social service.
Okay.
Our resources, and then the nursing department, they will speak on from their nursing.
Yeah.
Okay, so to start with, maybe so that people can have a general idea why Villa Hollistic,
right?
And how did we come up with Villa Hollistic? So, like I mentioned earlier, both Maureen, myself, and three of us, Maureen, myself, and Rachel, have been in the health industry for a while, and concentration being the elderly, the senior citizens. So we saw that there was a need for the senior citizens. Most of the senior citizens get to a point where in life they're not able to take care of themselves. And when it gets to that point, unfortunately, if there's no one from the family members or any friends that can take care of them at home, then they end up going to a nursing home. And having taken care of the senior citizens in nursing homes, when you sit down with them and listen to their story, the majority of them, was not really their first choice. So, but then it was just because of circumstances beyond their control. So we sat down and said, okay, here's a need that the community has, okay? And so after we sat down, we're like, okay, what can we do to give back to the community? What can we do to make a difference in the community? So that's how come we sat down and said, okay, how about we come up with a company that we provide caregiver services in the comfort of their home. So if if a senior citizen gets to that level where they're not able to fend for themselves and they need that extra support and they don't have the capability as far as family members, that's where we come in. So we provide caregiver services 24/7. And for those that maybe just need like a few hours when their family is at work, we can still provide that. The other thing that we're doing that is making Villa Holistic unique and separating us from the others in the business is we're also providing complementary nursing services. So what we're doing is at least you're guaranteed that once a week you'll be seen by a professional nurse who will come to your house, check your vital signs, just check your well-being. And then that way we're preventing our senior citizens from unnecessarily going to the hospital. And then other than that, we're also helping partner because some senior citizens have issues with going to the doctor's appointments, long waits to see a doctor, and so on and so forth. So the other entity that we're doing, that we're providing as an extra incentive is we've partnered with some physician groups around the Chicagoland area, the physician home groups. So we offer that to our clients and let them know that there's that resource out there with the help of social services. So other than nursing services, our clients are also guaranteed that if they'd like a physician to come at home, we're offering that service. So that right there is really setting us apart from the rest of our competitors.
All right.
Just to add on to what Manya has said, we are also contributing to the community. We are planning to be attending a lot of events, especially in summer, so that we can do basic screening, we can do blood pressures, we can do, just educate people on how to live a healthy life. We are trying to help all the elderly, give them as much information as they can get from us. We are also available through email and phone calls, with any questions that, they can ask related to healthy and, eating and exercising. Because as you know, healthy living and exercise are the main keys to where one can live a healthy life.
Okay, so looks like you're coming up with a very unique and different methodology in providing health services. You want to carve your own style, which is different from what is the norm, what everybody's used to.
Yes.
And so I want to know what necessitates that. What makes you pick up this unique way of providing health care to the elderly in our society? Is it because you think that people are already doing certain things, so let's do this and be different? Or you are targeting, or you're looking, is it because of the money, or just a pure passion for people, just making sure that people are taken care of because you think there's a need for people to be taken care of than what is being done now?
Okay, so if you listen to our introductions, all three of us, there was one cardinal word.
Yes.
And that was compassion.
Passion.
And
Care,
caring,
love,
and love, empathy. The 10 plus years that we've worked in this field, people who've worked with us are going to tell you how passionate we are about our patients, how compassionate, the empathy that we have for our patients. So that's where we feel not only are we going to bring a different phase of caregiving services to the community, but the mere fact that the people who are on top are really compassionate and we have that passion for our senior citizens, that is going to trickle down. And that's part of the intense training that our caregivers undergo. Actually,
there's somebody who's giving you a shout out right now, Eunice Cromwell.
Oh, okay, yeah. Eunice Cromwell.
Well,
yes.
hey, Eunice.
She is attesting to your passion. So say a word. Tell her something. She's listening.
Hey, Eunice. Long time. We need to catch up.
All right. So
and thank you for attesting to that.
So while he was talking, you said there was something that you guys can relate to the Zambian heritage community. Since you were the leader, tell us the state in which you founded the organization, and how where you brought it in within 6 months, right? You joined the group in 6 months.
Yes. So the Zambian heritage has been around from 2010, and we, of course, being Zambians, we identified some challenges that are specific to us. And these are like what you heard. We have a community of Zambians, and we have the elderly, we have young kids, we have people in college, we have people that work. So to support our community, we came up with an association that is rooted in the concept that is called Ubuntu.
Ubuntu.
Ubuntu,
Okay.
which means to be human.
To be Ubuntu means
Which is like holistic, you know?
okay, to be human.
Yeah.
Is that Swahili?
No.
Okay.
It's an African word.
Is it
Yeah,
Bantu?
it's a Bantu word.
It's Bantu. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's common in South Africa, Southern Africa.
Okay.
But it essentially means to be human.
Okay.
And to be holistic
Right.
in your approach to humans. So the human being has needs. We have needs for healthcare, we have needs for housing, we have needs for socialization, and we have needs for traditions. So within our community, we saw that in order for us to function, given our background, given our shared heritage,
Right.
given our shared traditions, we had to leverage our numbers.
Okay.
So when we took over as the current executive, and I want to give a shout out to my vice president, Madam Irene White, and the board chair, Mr. Victor Mwamba, we came up with a strategy to try and enlarge our tent to bring in entrepreneurs like my brother here.
Okay.
He's offering a service that we know is relevant to our community. And we also have other programs that speak to even counseling, traditional counseling.
Right.
When people have challenges in their family situation, marriages, we have elders that they can call upon to
Right.
address that. We have people that can support you if you're a student and you need somebody to take care of your child. You know, we're balancing work and studies sometimes. So Zach has taken on this holistic approach also, given we understand where we come from. In an African village, we address the whole, you know, all our needs. So that's what we're trying to do, and part of our strategy is trying to use things like the event that you came to, the barbecue, where we had brothers here doing triage. So we have that. We have also mentoring for our younger people to kind of pass on traditions. You know, Zambian traditions are very rich. Like you heard Princess Zindaba here has all the tales. She can do storytelling. She can educate the kids in understanding where they come from. So that's what our association is about. We're trying to make sure that our traditions live on. We know we are so far from home, but you know how it is when you're an African. Your DNA always cries out. So we have to make sure that our kids understand concepts like Ubuntu,
Right.
which means treating each other with respect, with dignity. You know, we all know that when you're healthy, you can have a fantastic job
Okay.
in this country.
Okay.
But as soon as you lose your job, there goes your health care, there goes everything. So we are trying to make sure that as a community, we have a support structure
Okay.
that will push on, you know, our members when they run into difficult times.
Okay.
Also, in times of happiness, you have a community that will rally. If you're having a birthday party, if you're having a sickness, we'll rally together.
Okay.
So that's the ethos of our community.
Princess, let's come back to you again. Yeah, I know you're. Yeah. I know the baby's in the way. Okay, good. All right. What's her name? What's
What's
yeah?
her name? Okay,
Heaven?
hold on. What's your name?
11. 11 is her name.
Yes, the number 11.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's a whole show on its own.
Exactly.
We'll come back to that.
Yes.
I want you to tell us about. I'm interested in your heritage. Princess Zindaba
Zindaba.
Nyirenda.
My heritage.
Yes, please. Because when you were giving us your background, the sound wasn't, working properly.
I
So
see.
yeah, so I'm sure people are interested in knowing why you were called princess.
Yes.
And
why
you
the-
said you were the sixth generation of the Shaka Zulu kingdom.
Yes.
What is special about the Shaka Zulu kingdom?
Okay, so Shaka Zulu was the king of southern Africa in the 1800s when they had the gold rush in Africa, where there was a huge influx of European interest on the continent before they divided up Africa into what we know what we now know as countries.
Yeah.
Separate.
Can 11 go to Blair? 11, yes. Hang out with daddy. Uncle, okay? Good girl. So that mommy can. Okay, there you go. All right, please go ahead now. Yeah.
All right. So so the history of Africa.
Yeah, she can sit on that too if she wants.
Yeah, the history of Africa is actually very interesting.
Yeah, you can sit a mic to you. It's okay. Yeah. So you can feel comfortable.
Yeah. So the history of Africa is actually very, very interesting. And I get that, if you are the voice, like this radio station, you are the one that represents the African voice. Perfect.
Okay.
So we have to tell our stories. So my history is my mother is a sixth-generation granddaughter. I'm the sixth-generation granddaughter from Shaka Zulu, because you can trace him from Shaka Zulu to Zwangendaba. These are kings of Africa after he was assassinated.
Okay.
There was Kamangadazi, there was Mbelwa, there was Mpezeni. All these are chiefs.
Okay.
To my brother, Nkosi Panji, the late. Yeah, so I come from that line of amazing African leaders who stood up for the right of the African people in the 1800s, when there was an interest to scramble for Africa and divide it up into different countries. There was a king that stood up and resisted that force, and that was Shaka Zulu.
Okay.
So I come from that line.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how has that inspired you to become who you are now?
Okay.
And has given you the passion to give back, because you talk passionately about Africa.
Yes.
And the well-being of its people, the development of the continent.
Yes.
So maybe just walk us through. You say because you have the bloodline. I mean, obviously you have the bloodline.
The bloodline is
so
there.
A child of a warrior is always a warrior.
There's a fire in my belly, and people say that they see that in me, but it's actually a fire in the belly for the rights and the opportunities that are there right now for the African children and for the future of Africa, where we, right now, our continent is at, again, the scramble for Africa is happening right before our very eyes, and the African children are the missing. So when we see in this panel today, the voices of African children who have emerged from Africa, they live in Chicago. Their passion is, yes, to give to the community in Chicago, but mindful of Africa as well.
It's rare to see. You grew up as an affluent child.
Yes.
Your daddy was very wealthy.
Yeah.
And obviously a princess.
Yeah.
And went to had the best of education. Yeah. Usually when people grow up like that, they don't tend to look. I mean, hey, I made it. They don't. They kind of have that connection with the people who don't have. So and then you also had some challenges. You talked about how HIV took the life of your actually. Your dad was a humanitarian too, because he would have his soccer team go to the villages to donate blood. And that's how he contacted HIV, and that's how he lost his life. So I think the spirit of giving back is always being you. And then again, because of the affluence, you could have been detached, but you obviously you are not like you're completely the opposite of it. So what can you tell somebody out there, people out there who have made it out of impoverished communities? To try and go back and give.
So the truth is, it's not about me being Princess Zindaba of Zambia, the privileged girl. It's not even about that. It's what that title represents. Like I said, I am the princess of the afflicted, the very, very poor. I have a non-profit organization called Light on the Hill for Africa.
Okay.
And what I do with that non-profit is I actually link schools and communities of agriculture. There's like garden links, and then there's sister schools link up programs where we link up the United States with the African children's schools as well. And we bring support, relief to the villages. I'm talking about the very, very, very the poorest parts of Zambia is where actually I go. Like when I go to Lusaka, the city, I find like places like Kalingalinga and Kalikiliki that don't even have clean running water. Those are the areas we go to. So it's not even about me, being this privileged girl, but it's just my heart that God has put in my spirit. Because I have sisters who won't even tell you that they are princess. I have my own family sisters. They don't stand up that way. But it's just my own ingrained, God-infused intention to make a difference on the planet and to rally and join Zach. Because when I saw what Zach was up to, I had to be part of the Zambian community in Chicago to be the ones that would make a difference and organize us and bring other organizations within the community and highlight them. Yeah.
That is very inspiring to hear, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
To hear it from our own princess. There aren't too many princesses of Africa in Chicago. Right?
There's one.
So when you find one, usually in Africa, when you see a princess and a prince, you have to bow, Abby.
Right.
But in Chicago, we don't bow.
Coming to America, right?
Yeah, coming to princess of
Zamunda.
Princess Zinda, but from Zamunda.
Yeah, so like I said, it's
how was it like living in the palace? Did you have all those people throwing flowers at you when you're walking? I mean, no, seriously, I want to know.
No, seriously, no. Okay,
because
so
when we hear of these people,
yes,
we only hear, we don't see how they live.
Okay,
right?
So
yes,
so let's tell us.
So my life in Africa, and that's why I wrote my book.
In the palace,
Talakata.
were you?
No.
Okay.
Talakata, the Tears of Africa. I write very, very. I depict my whole life story in there, and the way I grew up was actually very regular. Okay, because first of all, when you're a princess in Zambia, or I know I'll speak for Zambia, is you cannot mistake it for the aristocratic princess of Wales.
Okay.
So I think that's where the collapse is.
Oh, okay.
Because in Africa, the princess is not about hoarding it over the people, and it's over there. It has nothing to do with wealth or attaining wealth.
Well, maybe not in Zambia, but in some parts of Africa,
Maybe,
if your father is a king or a chief in a very big province, and you were obviously prince or princess, you were treated accordingly. You know what I mean? All this, the protocol that is giving you. The way they walk around, they live very affluent life. The cars they drive in,
Yes.
So I know that because I know that in some parts of Africa.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming it's the same case for Zambia.
Well, my tribe was actually very humble.
Okay.
Very, very like Tumbuka is the language I speak.
Tumbuka
is the language I speak. If you were to count the languages in Zambia, there's 72 languages.
Okay.
Within the colonial structure, there were tribes, right? That were kind of during the colonial civil whatever. During the colonial era, they highlighted certain tribes so that some tribes were very prominent and some tribes were lesser than thou. So Tumbuka is one of those. When I grew up, actually a lot of Tumbuka girls were very ashamed of their name because of the stigma, and then there was a lot of shame-based, And so when I was growing up in boarding school, for instance, girls would tell you, I'm not Tumbuka. But my father raised us to say, be proud of your tribe, lift it up, because you are just as amazing as any other tribe.
The power of parenthood, the power of father and mother, and the effect and the influence they can have on our lives. On that note, it's 2 minutes to the hour of 8 p.m. We're still logged on to WGHC 98.3 FM, your voice, your music, your station. Can you say in Tumbuka? Tumbuka, we shall be right back. How do you say that? No.
Tizengeso.
Okay, you speak Swahili?
No, I speak Bemba.
Tell us, we shall be right back in Bemba.
Twala Abuela.
What do you speak, please?
I speak Tonga. Tulabola.
Rachel, tell us, we shall be right back.
Bemba.
No, I want. So who speaks Swahili here? None of you? Okay. Okay, so what do you speak? Bemba too?
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you say it again?
Twala abuela nombalini.
Twala mela bembalini. We shall be right back.
You're listening to WGHC 98.3 FM.
While you, but we are nothing's friend. From the see the first time, want to trust in send. Gonna be why you get anything you like. Long as you are right, then me alright. Me know you man, that's why I'm alive.
Your voice.
8.3 FM wants to bring to you CACON, Chicago's African Cup of Nations, the second annual community soccer tournament for charity with a number of African and Latino nations competing to help stop the combating crime and gun violence in Chicago. On July 14th, teams from Ghana, Nigeria, Congo, Uganda, Togo, the Latino community, Edgewater Football Club, and many more will be playing for the Cup. The tournament is held at the Wilson Turf Field on Wilson Avenue and Lakeshore Drive from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m., where there will be food and great music for all to enjoy. Meet us there to watch this amazing tournament. This is WGHC 98.3 FM. We are your voice, your music, your station. WGHC 98.3 FM wants to bring to you CACON, Chicago's African Cup of Nations, the second annual community soccer tournament for charity with a number of African and Latino nations competing to help stop the combating crime and gun violence in Chicago. On July 14th, teams from Ghana, Nigeria, Congo, Uganda, Togo, the Latino community, Edgewater Football Club, and many more will be playing for the Cup. The tournament is held at the Wilson Turf Field on Wilson Avenue and Lakeshore Drive from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m., where there will be food and great music for all to enjoy. Meet us there to watch this amazing tournament. This is WGHC 98.3 FM. We are your voice, your music, your station.
We're back here in the studios of WGAC. This is the Progressive Minds with your host, Alenko. My panel is here from the Villa Holistic Healthcare Services.
Holistic Caregivers.
Okay, Villa Holistic Caregivers. My apologies. Tonight is tonight. Villa Holistic Caregivers.
There you go.
I was trying to remember. You know what was confused? I was trying to still recollect how you said we shall be right back, and I think my brain got jammed trying to recollect. Okay, so I want to know. People would like to know how you where your payment sources, like in terms of how people can. What kind of payments do you receive? Is it private insurance? Do you have any preference?
We have no preferences, pretty much. We are taking Medicare, Medicaid, and we are taking private insurance, and we are taking anybody out of pocket. You want to pay cash, you just put your credit card on, and we'll be able to bill you and get the money.
How do you get your clients?
We all work in healthcare, and as we've seen, there's a lot of needs, and there are sometimes that, like, for instance, in myself, I've had people come to me and ask me, oh, do you know, I have a family member at home, I don't have anybody to take care of them. So it's a word of mouth. It's also social network. It's also, like, there's a lot of sites out there, like Indeed.com, there is care.com. We've registered all that sites, so people find us there, and we actually have our own website. You can look it up by logging on to www.
Do you have a lot of referrals, like word of mouth referrals?
The company just started.
Okay, how long? Yeah.
We actually started
January.
This year?
Yeah.
This year,
oh,
yes.
Wow.
It's still relatively new. And then the other the other source of referrals for us is also the hospitals, because we're working closely with the social workers in the hospitals. And obviously, once they hear that this is the kind of product that we're providing, and that the hospitals are discharging patients who are lacking those caregivers at home, then they get in touch with us. So other than that, we're also partnering with nursing homes, doctors' offices, and like Maureen said, just networking through our friends that we have in the healthcare industry.
So far, has there been challenges?
Yeah. Yes. I mean, any company.
Yeah, what will be the main challenge?
So the main challenge right now is just trying to make sure that we're providing the plan of care that the families want. I think it's a matter of meeting up, catching up with the plan of care. Families are demanding, patients may be demanding, but our company is hoping we can meet each senior citizen or each person that's coming to our company at that plan of care goal and avoid them from being hospitalized. That's what our job is.
Yeah, and then the other challenge is obviously to have everyone on the same page. So as we're recruiting, like I said, we're trying to emphasize our biggest thing is excellent customer service. So at times it's a little bit of a challenge when you're hiring, because when you're hiring people, they want to portray, some people will portray a picture like, oh yeah, we'll do everything that you tell us. But the way that we've been combating that is that with the weekly visits that the nurse is doing, the nurse is able to kind of like do a close supervision, do a one-on-one with the patient, the family members get feedback right there and then. And then we have a really open door policy where we give our numbers to the family members, to our patients, so that if there's any issue that arises, we want to be notified in real time. That way, it accords us an opportunity to rectify the problem in real time and not wait until it gets to a point where they say, okay, no, we don't want to deal with you. So that is one of the challenges that we kind of like face once in a while. Just trying to have all our caregivers at the same level of saying, this is the excellent care that we are providing as Villa Hollistic.
Villa Hollistic is on point.
I mean, we're all in healthcare. I mean, when you're in
experience
healthcare,
has helped.
when you're, and that's another thing I was going to make a contribution of that.
Right.
I know I've had people as well ask me, Rachel, how? You guys just started. Well, when you're in healthcare, we're already doing it. It's just coming naturally. And now with the passion and seeing, you know, 2 nurses and myself, social service, looking at how we do discharge planning, you know, both in a nursing home, in the hospital, and now you have an opportunity of going out into the community with all that information. I mean, the sky
can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong. And then the only thing is we want to reach out to the community more and more to let them know there are people who truly care about what they do. Not everybody is like, we're going to do this for the money. We truly have a passion. And I think the passion is going to speak for our company. Everybody
Just to
will know.
add on what Rachel has said, I know sometimes people look at it like, well, it's a business. The fact that we are brought up differently, we are Africans, we do have times that, you know, we are going to be offering free services to people that are in need. So it's not all going to be about money. It's going to be about giving back to the community and trying to help every person that needs every person that needs the care and information and the education and advocate. Even though we're going to be having our paychecks coming in, but we'll still give out to other people that are unfortunate, because we've been there. We know what it is to not to have anything, and we want to help those people be in the same lifestyle that we have.
How long have you been in healthcare?
I've been in healthcare. I actually started 2005.
Okay, 2005.
Yes.
So since 2005, you've been in healthcare.
I worked for Evanston for 10 years. Then from there, I worked different facilities, skilled and nursing homes. So I've been everywhere.
You've been in a lot of facilities, you said?
Not really a lot, but different types of a facility. Hospital, assistant living, and skilled. Those are 3 that can, you know, help us.
In all these different facilities, what are the things that you see, that you have seen or witnessed, that you think, right, the way people are being taken care of? Can you give us 1 or 2 things that you have witnessed that you think needs to be corrected in the healthcare industry?
Well, in the healthcare industry, it is a very...
Or the caregiving industry.
In the care... let me go by caregiving
right,
industry.
Exactly.
What is the most thing that can be corrected is having communication between the resident or the patient and the co-worker or the worker that is taking care of the patient, because 9 out of 10, or maybe like on most times, people don't say how they feel about things, and they don't report stuff in a timely manner, and vice versa. When they're reported, they're not acted within. For example, if somebody falls at home, it has to be reported with the state within, 24 to 72 hours. Everything has to be in order. There has to be documentation. There has to be a lot of things involved. So if all those things can be done, I think we can save a lot of lives.
That's beautiful. She's been in healthcare for about 10 years. Rachel?
I've been in healthcare since 2005. 2005. 2005.
About the same.
When I graduated from my undergrad in psychology and education, I had an opportunity of working for the government. So it would be like the Cook County here. So there in Ohio, it was the Stark County. And I served for 5 years providing care for people with developmental disability. That was the first beginning for me at that time. Those are the people with intellectual disability. And so provided that for 5 years. I worked under the government. It was in sheltered employment. From there, I had an opportunity of coming to Chicago. And then I found a different population here in Chicago, which is working with drugs and alcohol. So my healthcare has been not just with people with intellectual disability. Then God opened up the door for addiction people. And then from there, God opened up another door in healthcare, which was with mental health.
Wow.
And I have 8 years of working with psychiatric patients, and I'm still good, everybody. I'm still good.
Wow.
Because when people...
go ahead.
Okay, so to add to what she just said, the reason ZAC exists is to highlight organizations within our Zambian community, such as the Villa Holistic caregivers. We are so proud of what these young Zambians, and you must understand, the Zambians haven't been in this country for a long time at all. Just what, probably the last 20 years?
Yes.
Is when
Right.
about 20 years.
About 20 years.
That's when, like,
Why? You didn't want to come to America?
we were landlocked country. We were happy. we were happy in our country,
Right.
and we just didn't have a need to travel.
Wow.
We never had any wars in the country.
Right.
Zambia is known to be a very peaceful country. I know the history of Zambia very well.
Yeah.
So all of that contributed to Zambia's migration. We
Of
did
course,
not
you were
have
the
a
princess
need.
there, so you make sure that everybody was
Yeah,
happy.
she made sure everybody.
Everybody was well fed and taken care of.
Actually, no, I actually went to boarding school. So, but yeah. So what I'm trying to say about Zambia Heritage Association is we are so proud to highlight our own Zambians within the communities and to lift them up, and so everybody can find a place, whether it's with the caregivers, whether it's with the nurses, whether it's Z boys. These are the soccer players, and we are big, crazy soccer fans. Zambia, go Chipolo Polo.
Yes, Polo, let's go. Chipolo Polo.
Yeah, so
No, that's good. Talking about soccer,
Right.
we all know about the African Cup of Nations that is coming
coming
up.
up,
Of
yes.
course.
It's on the 14th of July, and the purpose of that is basically what you were saying.
Yeah.
See, there's
Right.
passion underneath everything that you guys are talking about.
Yes.
And this is what we don't want to keep the passion in our homes and in our African
gotta give it
communities
away.
and ours. We want the world
Spread
and the
it out.
city to
Yes.
see it. And want them to see it through soccer. And so on the 14th, your community, my community, the rest of the communities that we exist with, abide with, and all that, are coming together to have a one-day tournament, a charity tournament with food, music, and it starts from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m.
excellent.
Will be done. First, second, third places will take trophies with certificates. The purpose, the main thing is volunteering, and you and I,
Ubuntu.
you and I were talking about volunteering.
volunteer, right.
It seemed as though our community is a little, we're kind of lacking that a little bit.
It's a challenge.
Yeah, it's a challenge.
Again.
Thank you. I like
Yeah.
the word. It's a challenge for us. It's difficult for us to come up to say, I want to do something for free.
Right.
We always want to get paid when we do something. So
Okay,
Yes.
so again, I can speak to that. You know, like the culture of the African people, for the most part, we are the richest continent on the planet.
okay. Yes.
We're the richest continent on the planet. How come I don't have a diamond ring on me, right?
right.
We own, none of us owns that. So it's like at some level, we were ingrained to come from scarcity. Everything was scarce. It was deeply ingrained in our minds.
Right.
This is a type of discussion we're having right now that's changing that landscape.
Right.
Because now when the African children rise up, when they're educated, when they become the nurses, guess what? She just won't become a nurse. She'll take on nursing as if it's her own mother. There's a big distinction there.
Rebecca made a comment here.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a very brilliant one, and it ties.
Good observation.
And
It's
see,
my
yeah.
woman right here.
Oh yeah, I'm in a short while. I'm going. One thing we missed is your educational background, and we'll let it in a few minutes. But what you just said ties into what Rebecca says. Rebecca says Africans are the best caregivers because of how we were raised.
Yep. Yes.
You know, you know, it's just there. I mean, you were taught to take care of your brother, your sister,
Yeah.
Right.
watch out for your family.
Yeah.
You know, be very communal,
Yeah.
community oriented. But how come that somehow when we come here, we kind of lose a sense of
we lose,
community a little
yes.
bit, and we don't want to, we don't want to volunteer. We are all tied into the money.
I can speak
Yes,
to
let's
that.
get to it.
Let's have the president speak on that.
Yeah, so that's one of the challenges. I think it's probably because of getting out of our comfort zone,
Right.
and the structure that we talked about. So this is the reason why actually we tried to form ZAC, is to remind each other not only about traditions but our heritage, who we are. You know, the biggest thing you could ever do as a human being is find out who you really are.
Right.
You know, we talk, these people are in healthcare. You know, there's DNA sequencing right now, and I just had that given to me on my Father's Day, so I went and did that, and it comes out, it tells you a 99% sub-Saharan Africa. So the traditions that are in me, it's ingrained in my DNA. You know, this is why that comment, for example, about Africans being the best caregivers, it's because of from the moment we are, born, we look around us, we see a community that cares about their kids. We care about our elders, and that gets ingrained in us. So when we come here, because we come out of that system, sometimes people have a dislocation maybe because they find a different culture here where it's all about me, me, me.
Right.
But guess what? We're trying to say it's time for us to remember who we are. Because you can have a good job, like I said earlier. That job provides your insurance, it provides your housing, it provides all the comfort. But guess what? Should something happen to you, you rely on your family, and your family, your closest family in America are the people that, come from where you come from. So we are encouraging Zambians in the Chicago area to remember your roots. We're encouraging Nigerians. And we also want to say, actually, this platform that you've given us, Kofi, thank you so much for coming up with the radio station that speaks to African values, provides a voice for Africans, because we have to remind each other, because we rise together. We need to leverage our numbers. Dangote, I think, had a saying a couple of years ago. He said Nigerian problems will be fixed by Nigerians. And he invited Nigerians to bring their money from outside Nigeria. And he said, give me that money and I'll show you how to solve our problems. We are asking now Africans in the diaspora to remember where we come from. Let's take our money, let's take our skills, and let's make a difference, not just back home, but also here.
Yeah.
We can start here. You start in your neighborhood.
Yes.
And then when we leverage our efforts together, we can go back and we can make a real difference.
That's very true.
In our countries.
That's very powerful what you just said. Because before you can leap, before you can actually extend help, when somebody's trying to fall or when you're trying to help somebody, you have to pivot yourself well. So there's a need for foundation. That's what I like what you said. We have to start from where we live. If we have a very strong foundation in terms of community-wise, not just connecting with the African communities, but Latina, Hispanic, Caucasian, Indians, it doesn't matter. So that when we have that strong network, we can collaboratively, help the continent of Africa. This notion that I do my job, I buy my car, ship it to Africa, build my house, and then follow that cycle over and over and over again. Meanwhile, in your community, there's probably a children's home that's right in your corner that you have never donated $1 to ever. You walk past it all the time. There are maybe some homeless kids. There are issues here in this country as well.
Yes.
So why can't we?
Like the older adage says, charity begins at home.
Right.
So your community is your home.
Yes.
So if you don't start from your community, your home, then that's, I don't know.
Right.
I mean, then you're just lost.
Exactly. Because if the foundation is not strong, it's only a matter of time before you start crumbling. You can only do so much. And I like what you said. We're trying to, just spark that light in our people, in Africans especially, to say, hey, we've done a lot, but let's start paying attention to the country and the city that we live in, which is America, Chicago, wherever you find yourself. Start paying attention to see how we can develop it, make it better. I think sometimes what makes us lazy is that the place is already developed. So so what are you going to do? But we can find some people who need our help, connect, and also connect with the professionals. That's what we are saying. Connect, go to their functions, involve yourself in their activities, the community activities, and then we can leap off that. Well, it's 20 minutes past the hour, 8 p.m. We are still logged on to the Progressive Mind Show here at WGHC with your host, Alinko, and a few announcements here. Martins International is I don't have information on Martins International. Yes, I do right here. Okay. Martins International is celebrating their 26th annual African Caribbean Fest of Life. No missing this one. Live in concert on the 6th of July is King Yellowman. The venue, and on the 7th, on the 8th of July is Elephant Man. And on the 7th is Roman Virgo, among other very interesting artists like Sweet Mickey, Compa King, a hip-hop star called Ace Hood. And then you also have Spice, who is called the Dancehall Queen. Teresha Griffin is also going to be there. You have Liva, best rock and roll entertainer. They are going to be performing at this Fest of Life. It starts from Friday through Sunday. So so July 6th through the 8th at Union Park, 1501 West Randolph, right by Lake and Ashland, is where the 26th Annual African Caribbean International Fest of Life, organized by Martins International, is going to be held. If you want some good reggae and food and network and interaction, this is where you want to be on Saturday, the 6th of July through the 8th, 6th through the 8th of July. If you want to get there by public transport, it's easier to take the it's easier to get there through public transport because of parking and all that. So if you want to check it out, make sure you get on public transport so you're not hustling or struggling to find parking and so forth. Like I said, lots of food, craft, games. You have about 50 other world music acts coming that day. If you want more information, visit their website, www.internationalfestoflife.com, or call 312-427-0266. On the 28th of July is Ghana Fest. Ghana Fest, Ghana Fest, Ghana Fest. There is no other festival which is powerful and wicked than Ghana Fest. On the 28th of July, Washington Park, 5600 South Russell Drive. Look, this is the festival everybody has to come to. It's been in existence for about 30 years. You're all invited automatically. I know if nobody attends, I know Rachel is going to be there.
She likes the food.
I was there last year.
You were there last year?
Yes.
I've been there before.
Debbie, you've been there before.
Yes.
Friends, okay. It's going to be, it's always wonderful. Now, for the first time, Ghana Fest is having their own after party. So right after the festival, they're having their own after party. Lots of information will be provided. If you visit their website, you can get all this information. And also, tickets are available on Eventbrite. Yeah, if you go on Eventbrite, the ticket's only $10. All right. So don't forget, 28th of July is the last Saturday of July at Washington Park. If you forget anything, just say Washington Park, 28th July, Southside, 5600 South Russell. You should be able to catch this wonderful event. And Diamond Platinum is also going to be town. Yes. Diamond Platinum. Boop, 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 boop.
Okay, let's go, Diamond.
Okay, so why are you all rooting for Diamond Platinum when he's not even from Zambia? No, I know. I'm kidding.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, so on the 6th of July, Diamond Platinum is going to be in Chicago, Life and Colored. I'll be giving you the venue in a short while. Please bear with me while I get that for you. And then, I know Sister Jessica is listening all the way from Kenya. Hey, Jessica, how are you? God bless you, and I know that you're keeping it real in Nairobi. Hey, God bless your business. In the future, WGSC hopes to promote your business. She makes bags and shoes. You should see her products. Awesome. When I saw it, I'm like, wow. She makes them from leather.
Oh, wow.
And I'll pass on the information to you guys.
Yes.
All awesome, like book bags, purses, handbags for ladies. Like, these look like the Gucci kind of brands. When I saw the first one, I didn't know it was a product. We're talking about it, and I thought it was one of these designers, and so wonderful lady, Jessica. And then we also have my own brother Niall and Aken Kwanzaa. These are the kids of my sister Mausi. Wonderful guys. Niall, we're working on your music. I listened to it. I can tell you that you have a very powerful song. You are a great potential from what I just listened to, and so WGSC stands for what you're doing. We'll promote you as to the best of our ability. Akofa was, I'm not going to say your age, but yesterday was a birthday. Happy birthday, Akofa. Happy birthday. Sierra, if you're listening to us, God bless you wherever you are. We have a few people on our Facebook feed. Mr. Candyman just joined us. Thank you so much for joining the feed. Big up yourself. Fermin Martinez, you are here. Francisco Giotto, my brother. Hey, Gio, it's been a struggle here since you decided not to make it today. It's been a struggle, but we miss you. We've been, we're trying to make it happen. Hope you're good. Hope to see you next week. Rebecca's here. Michelle Frazier Kane says, "Hey, Maureen." Someone is giving you a shout out.
Oh, Michelle, hey.
Salikem Gota, Joseph Awinyonga, David Wasonga says it's a great show. Thank you so much, David, for giving us a feedback on the sound. Okay, thank you so much. We really appreciate you giving us a heads up so we can get this kicking. Crystal Keke is still here. Crystal, God bless you again. You are the star of Nigeria, star of Africa, beauty with a purpose. You've shown that you shouldn't only be beautiful as a lady, but giving back is what actually defines beauty. Yeah. And you exhibited that when you launched your Miss America Nation pageantry on the south side of Chicago. I think a South Loop is where it was. Wonderful program. And you also mixed that with the first multicultural kids fashion show. You should have seen little kids like 11 and even younger, displaying African clothing and other traditional clothing, other ethnic group. You have clothing from India, Eritrea, Madagascar, all over the world. Little kids displaying the ethnic clothing, and it was such a beautiful event. So, Crystal Okeke, Miss American Nation, God bless you. Kendi Mbongo, Omfe Mercy, Zabate Firi Setri.
Zabeta Piri.
Zabeta
That's a girl from Zambia.
Oh,
Hello,
okay.
Zabeta.
Okay.
I know.
And then Rachel, that's Rachel. Okay, Rachel Lee too. Okay.
Little.
Okay. Sorry if I couldn't get the pronunciation right. David, DJ Kenny says, wonderful program and presentations. African assimilation is key. We need to build primary roots, but expand to core. Clear example. WGHC should be our pathway to connect, likewise, and other. Connect likewise and any other African businesses and organizations. Let's agree we still have the WE symptoms than African patriotism. Us can do it and has done it. What is it? Oh, we. Okay, I get it. He's saying that we still have the we symptoms. Us, just us. So we have to let go of that and do our community. Okay. It's what? 28 minutes past 8 p.m. There's wonderful people from Villa Hollistic Caregivers.
Yes. You got it.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Yeah,
Finally.
I got it. Their mantra, if I may say, is comprehensive care in the comfort of your home. I love
Beautiful.
that. It sounds soothing.
Yes.
When I get very, very rich and I stop working, I'll contact your company so that I'll just sit at home, watch TV with my wife and my kids, and then you come and be taking care of us. We'll say, we'll not even touch water. When Africa, when you are rich, Africa, when you are rich, you have maid servants and doing everything for you, Abby. But that's wrong, right? That's wrong because we don't exercise. We don't touch nothing. Hey, pick this for me, do that. All right. Okay, so let's get back to a holistic view. Villa Holistic Caregivers. You told us what you do and some of the challenges. What has been the upside of your business so far? What are the opportunities that you guys have noticed so far that encourages you guys to stay in this and to even have a brighter future?
So, that's. You get that satisfaction from knowing that you've made a difference in someone's life.
Yeah,
beautiful.
Just offering that excellent care, and at the end of the day, you can genuinely see that your patient is really appreciating the care that you're providing. That right there is what encourages us, and that right there is what pushes us every day to even go above and beyond further than we've ever gone. So the justification, the satisfaction that we get by seeing that by going above and beyond, we're making a difference in people's lives, and you genuinely see that people are appreciating that. That right there is what makes us move on and forge to do even better and better.
The phone lines are open. It's 773-942-7167. If you want to call those wonderful people here, ask a question, contribute, it's 773-942-7167. 11 is having a time of her
life.
Yeah, go ahead, please, Rachel.
Hey, Jasmina, we see you on. So, do you have a question for Wayne Mulenga? Thank you, Jasmina.
All right. Hey, 11, are you okay? Yeah? She's laughing at us. Obviously, you are very okay. You're having a good time. I'm happy that you are with mommy, you are with uncles, and you are at WGAC on the Progressive platform, and we can see your lovely face. Say hi to our listeners. They are watching it. They are looking at you. 11, say hi to everybody. They are watching it here. Say hi to them.
Say hi. Hello, I'm 11. Come on. Now you're shy?
Now she's shy. Okay, this is the African spirit. We are very family oriented, so we flow like that. Okay, so that's opportunity. What are some of the opportunities you have identified so far, having started this organization? That you think, apart from the satisfaction that you give people.
The opportunity that we have seen is the growing number of need in this country. I think people are living longer because they're taking care of themselves better. So, but they get to the point where, they cannot take care of themselves even if they're living longer. So that's where we come in as Villa Hollistic to give them a normal life, despite that, they are growing older and they cannot do most of the stuff that they do. We have a lot of services that we are providing are natural needs for a human being. For example, going to a doctor's appointment, going shopping, cooking, cleaning. Those things, when you get to a point in life, you cannot do them, no matter how much you want to do them.
Right.
So Villa Holistic comes in and pick up that slack and provide you that care.
Do you operate in all the counties, or you just in Cook?
So currently we're just in Cook.
Yeah.
And
so the vision, though.